If you've ever wished for more fluidity around the kit, this video is for you. Now, there are a lot of aspects to this discussion, and there are even multiple possible meanings for fluidity, so we're just going to focus on one of these today. Today we're talking about navigating around the kit in as smooth a manner as possible, really piggybacking off of the discussion from a few months ago about ergonomics. Once we have our kit set up to suit our bodies, then it's just a matter of learning how to navigate around it smoothly and quickly with as little effort as possible. Believe it or not, this is all about being as lazy as possible. Hey everybody, welcome to The Non-Glamorous Drummer. This is the channel that's all about giving you the non-glamorous tips and topics of the trade to teach you the drumming skills that really matter to help you become a better drummer. If you're new to the channel, I really hope you'll subscribe. I didn't really organize today's video in like a 3-step plan or a 5-step plan, but it's safe to say that our first step is that you've got to be playing from your wrists. If you're playing from your arms and your wrists are just stiff the whole time you're playing, this whole fluidity of motion isn't really going to work very well. The wrist motion is a prerequisite to this, and so I just want to talk about this briefly because it's extremely important before we move on. If you're playing from your arms, you'll never be able to get from drum to drum as quickly as you want to, and that very well could be why you're frustrated with maybe not being able to play a fill around the kit fast enough or get from the snare to the cymbal fast enough. Check out this example, and maybe this is something that you've noticed in your playing or something that you're working on. If you are having trouble with really activating that wrist motion, there are some exercises you can do, and these might seem really mundane or even silly, but hold out your arm like this and practice just doing your fist like that. Kind of like knocking on a door, but not using your whole arm. That's the important part here, making sure that you're just using your wrist to do this, really working those muscles in your forearm that control your wrist. And you can even practice playing singles on a pad while holding onto your forearm with the other hand just to make your arm not move. So it seems really ridiculous, but it's all about making yourself do it right so that you increase that muscle memory, as we call it, and build the habit of playing from your wrist, so then it becomes second nature and you don't have to think about it. Once you get that going, once you're playing from your wrist, and maybe you already are, then you are actually well on your way to navigating around the kit smoothly, because we're going to use our wrist to move as quickly and lazily as possible. So let me show you what I'm talking about these motions around the kit before I really talk too much about it, because if you see the example, it'll probably make a lot more sense. So let's check it out. So I hope you could see that really what you can do a lot of times moving around the kit is just twisting your wrist. Literally twisting from having the stick on the snare to twisting it over to the floor tom or the cymbal. And so it's really that back and forth. Same applies to both hands. Now you also might have noticed in doing that naturally your right hand shifts from more of a German grip on snare to a French grip toward the right side of the kit. In case you're unfamiliar with that, what I mean is that your palm is down. It's really a palms down grip with your right hand on the snare, which we call German grip, and as you move around, it makes sense to open up your arm this way, because it doesn't make sense to keep your palm turned down this way. That's really unnatural, so you want to gradually turn it this way so your thumb's on top, which is what we call French grip. And so it fits that we're really flipping to a French grip towards the right side, and then to a German grip on the left side, so it's that twisting motion back and forth. So here's some practical application action steps for this. You can kind of see this already, but what you can specifically practice is just sitting there hitting going back and forth between the snare and the floor tom, back and forth, trying to be as lazy as possible, not just tapping the drums. You want to still put some energy into it. Actually hit the drums, practice hitting them with your wrist, but staying really relaxed up here and not moving your arm much at all. Then do that same thing between the toms or between the snare and the cymbal. Left hand, different combinations going back and forth. The goal is just to be smooth, lazy, not let your arms move much, let it be all from your wrist and from that twisting motion. Pay attention to the path that your sticks are taking, and if you can, film yourself. If you even better, film it in slow motion so you can really see what you're doing and make sure that your wrists are working like they're supposed to and the sticks are just moving smoothly. I believe that it's very possible that if you've felt like you've had trouble moving around the kit smoothly and playing different fills, it might literally just be because your wrists aren't really accustomed to that back and forth motion. And if you can learn these simple little motions around the kit, then that will naturally incorporate itself into faster, more complex fills because it'll become more second nature the more you practice it. Smooth technique is probably the most important element of fluid motion around the kit. This is one of those foundational core techniques that really will help make anything else you practice easier. Practice navigating around the kit with the power of your wrists and let that muscle memory sink in over time. This isn't all there is to playing the drum smoothly. This is very much the physical aspect of it, but I believe that it is the most important foundational step to playing smoothly on the drums. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. I really hope this non-glamorous technique today helped you out and that this is something you can really apply to your practicing and to your playing to help you play more smoothly. Give me your feedback in the comments below. Let me know about your process, your practicing, working on wrist versus arm motion. Tell me how that's going for you. Subscribers, thanks so much for being a part of this channel, for watching the videos, and for commenting and sharing and all the good stuff you guys do. And if you haven't yet subscribed, I really hope you'll join the community. I hope you're digging the non-glamorous stuff. I hope you find a lot of practical application in a lot of these videos. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great weekend. I will see you next week.